Do you take bribes?
I'll have to see behind the camera. Bring wine up.
All right. Okay, you already heard of Vicky Viggs. We're going to be bantering on a very topical issue on the General Open Banter this morning. First of all, when I saw this story, I saw it on a blog, Linda Ikeji blog precisely. When I saw it, I just quickly, went through the comments, and Nigerians, they have no reservation really when it comes to pouring out their heart on a tray on issues that are somewhat unserious, and someone is trying to attach some level of importance, to these issues. People will just, forget their home training and go all out. They don't even mind the choice of words that they use at the end of the day. But I tell you, the comment section was something else. I couldn't even stand the heat right there. I just had to step aside. So the topic actually has to do with transactional sex workers. I mean, an average man on the street would want to call them prostitutes. And on the other hand, you have the internet fraudsters. So someone is trying to justify one of these two things. That, for someone who's an internet fraudster, an internet fraudster is an internet fraudster, or a fraudster, basically. It all depends on how you commit fraud. And the first thing that came to my mind was that, how did we really get here as a people? Transactional sex workers, for them, it's their lifestyle. For the internet fraudsters, it's also a lifestyle for them. I don't want to say that internet fraud is very prevalent, in some region or some part of the country. It's everywhere now, whether we like it or not. So let's not even attach any region to it right now. But the way these people actually carry out the activity, because these are activities, whether we like it or not, the way they carry out the activities, they do it with so much pride, openly, without fear, that people are going to maybe use harsh words on them or whatnot. As a matter of fact, internet fraudsters, they have been celebrated in some part of the country already by their mothers, by their relatives. Now, some of them are even extending that energy to the place of worship. The church, for example, I'm sure that you've seen or come across, views or people expressing their reservations in that regards as well, that some clergymen, they don't even care how you're making this money that you're coming to throw, at the pastor or even the church members. They don't care how you make this money anymore. They just want you to bring in the money. And that's why now, some Nigerians are actually of the opinion that most of these clergy, no, not most of them now, because I won't be fair if I say most. Some of these clergymen now, they are just there as businessmen. They are there to make profit. On the other hand, the transactional sex workers, which some Nigerians would want to call prostitutes, but I don't know if that would be, an ideal description on radio. So I will just stick to transactional sex workers. If you've had a conversation with some of them, they have a way of, not all of them now, I think there are exceptions, but some of them have a way of manipulating you with emotions as to why they're doing what they're doing. But can there really be any justification?
Justifying what they're doing.
Yes. So let's quickly take a look at, let's quickly give you a background, a more detailed background to this conversation. So an article has actually reported a man's effort to prove that prostitution is worse than fraud. The man's stance has sparked a heated debate, with some people agreeing with him and others disagreeing. So it's this discourse we're having right now on the General Open Banter highlights, the man's argument and the reactions it has generated. And the man's statement has also raised questions about the morality and legality of prostitution versus fraud. So on the show this morning, I must say very clearly that we're open to views and counter views, because some people might want to stand for and even against, any of these two, be it transactional sex workers or prostitutes, or even internet, fraudsters. But Vicky Vic, let's quickly take a look at this personal story here. Shared on the condition of anonymity of a former transactional sex worker who has experienced the harsh realities of, that lifestyle or trade. Now, her story actually highlights the human impact of being a transactional sex worker and the need for a nuanced discussion about its implications. I think it's very typical of us in this part of the world that when we come across people like this, we are quick to judge as opposed to wear or put on the garment of, wanting to like bring the person close, show them love, and maybe correct them in love. Try to make them understand that there is hope, out there. And as a matter of fact, there is no hope in being a transactional sex worker, because whether you like it or not, there are implications. You might not really see them now, but it's just a matter of time. And for the internet fraudsters, there are also implications. But I'd like to get your 2 cents, first of all, Vic, on this.
Based on the trends of the economy and what's happening.
This one you're starting with economy, Mr. Vic.
I'm sure, no, because we have to look at the situation of things.
Right.
That would justify anyone to come out to say the fraud is better to the transactional sex worker or vice versa. You just look at what's happening. Just like you said, those who are actually involved in this transactional sex worker, they will tell you they have their own background, why they are doing it, emotionally trying to justify what they are doing. Now, because to me, my own opinion, there's no basis for this argument in the first place.
Right.
Be it fraud, be it the
transactional sex worker. Yeah.
But something underlying has brought about this argument. Either situations, challenges, how the economy is, and so on, has brought about this sort of argument.
Right.
But all still boils down to morality. All boils down to morality. And when you look at what is morality, the principle concerning the distinction between what is right
and what is wrong. Right.
A good behavior and a bad behavior. That's what morality is. You can be able to justify, put a distinction of what this is and what this is. In my own opinion, I cannot justify fraud because you're trying to deceive somebody in getting what you want. There is internet fraudsters. There is even marriage fraudsters, because you can deceive somebody to go into a relationship with that person, either using one means or the other.
Okay.
There are other form of fraudsters that are out there. Now, looking at the transactional sex worker, it's not justifiable for you to use your body and hawk. You should know that this is wrong. Apart from, do you know that despite the whole information that is out there, despite the whole information concerning the disease that you have there, physically, sexually transmitted disease, spiritually, sexually transmitted demons, and others that are out there.
I think I like that. Sexually transmitted demons.
Now with the whole thing out there, kidnapping, ritual killing, people still go about and still do the transactional sex working.
So what could be the problem?
That's why I have to start off with in my intro. What's happening? So they are used to they damn the consequences and say, as long as I can put food on my table. They damn the consequences of if I can use this money to get my needs. So everything still boils down to morality.
Right.
To know what is wrong and what is right. Before we started this conversation, this whole thing, I said to myself, when you look at all things, everything, because I like to go spiritual. Whether you like it or I like to go spiritual, because
I should have introduced you as Pastor Vic.
No. Just leave me aside. That
okay.
Now,
Pastor in the making.
Spiritual. The spiritual world governs the physical.
Right.
Whatever must have happened, or probably is happening in the physical, must have taken transactions in the realm of the spirit. And even when you're doing it or whatever you're involved in, there's a spiritual aspect of it.
I agree, but a number of people don't see things that way. They feel like, oh, God will understand. I mean, look at the economic hardship that I'm being faced with at this point. But are you the only one
now
that the economy is biting?
Look at this now. God will understand. Yes. The same God has given you the freedom to make your choice. So in as much as you are shouting and saying God will understand,
right,
He has given you that freedom. So is either you make do of your decisions by either choosing here or here to capitalize. That's all. So to me, I will not go into saying fraud is good or fraud is bad, because you are deceiving. You are deceiving somebody falsely to get something.
Right.
The only way they will say, okay, because fraud is better than the transactional sex worker, because they are not using your body. Is that the only way? But what you sow is what you definitely will reap.
Right.
If you think that you're going about defrauding people, one day, it will catch up with you, nemesis.
I think one can only be delusional to think that, oh, there are minor sins and then there are major sins, right? In the sight of God or in the eyes of God, a sin is a sin.
A sin is a sin.
So it does not matter.
Some will say there's blue sin, there's white sin, there's red sin. Sin is sin.
We will give these things colors anyway.
Because it all boils down to what? Disobedience.
Right.
It all boils down to disobedience. Now we talked about prostitution. We are only seeing women doing prostitution. Do you know also that guys are also involved in prostitution?
But their likes are rare.
Their likes are rare. Is it because they are not coming out to say it? No, get it that way. Is it they don't come out to say it? Now, apart from that, which they get money, we've also read, or probably seen instances where they ask some people to go sleep with animals. So all this still falls on bestiality.
Right.
So all this still falls under this whole sexual thing. So it mustn't be standing on the street. They've even gone. They've gone technology wise by doing it on internet.
So the summary of all of this is the fact that our moral standards they've dropped drastically.
Yes, drastically
and
they've dropped.
Let me say, our religious leaders, are they ignorant of this thing? I mean, the fact that our moral standards have actually dropped. And then, do we really have laws in place to ensure that, even though the law cannot indeed decide for you how to live your life, but to do the right thing at the right time, do we have laws that can actually uphold some of these moral standards?
Okay, now let's look at the first question is if religious leaders are aware of this. Right. Yes, they are. Because you will not tell me you don't read articles or read publications or probably see news of what's happening. There's no way you say they don't know. Even if they don't go to social medias, they will hear how people talk and react to things. So they know. Some go an extent to, preach against these things. Even do teachings of all this, saying that you have repercussions of what you are doing. They go on. Some don't. Some decide to have nowhere they focus their teachings and preachings at. Some also will say, okay, looking at the money, some will also ask, will you question the monies of what the tithes and the seeds that you're coming to bring? Some have also talked, okay, why are they not questioning? Well, that I cannot defend. But I know that if as a pastor or as a religious leader,
right,
you are close to your members, so close that you interact, you're now becoming friends, close families, what way you should be able to know what they do.
Okay.
Not from afar. Okay. Like I when I see the Western world, I see what they do in their church. Some of them tend to hide what they do though. But you see them, they organize family, maybe like fellowship, which I see most churches, they do it now.
Right.
They do fellowship, which has to be the unit of the church. Small cell.
Home cells. Yeah.
You see them, they do it. That way is an avenue to get close to the members, which I see that is very, very good. Because if you don't do that, honestly speaking, you can't even tell what your members do. But at the same time, religious leaders are humans like us.
Right.
They can't know everything at the same time. And some people are so smart to even just make sure that they pay their tithes, not even knowing what they are even doing. But everything still boils down to that same morality and the truth. What you sow is what you. So generally, I would not subscribe to justifying fraud and sexual
transactional sex
workers. I'm not justifying it because it still boils down to morality.
Well, all right, we'll take this quick break to go pay some bills. We see the lines buzzing, but when we return, we'll take your calls and also hear from you. Really, what you have to say, what you think of this topic. It's quite controversial. One would say some of us might just have to, sit on the fence because it'd be very difficult or hard for you to take sides with one over the other. Personally, I really don't think there is any justification for being a transactional sex worker or being, an internet, fraudster. Let's go pay these bills. We'll be back in a bit. Do join us again.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Please listen to this announcement. Farex Borehole. We are competent. We are committed. We simplify borehole for your borehole survey, for your borehole drilling, or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 0803 596 5170. 0803 596 5170. You can visit at Goshen Plaza, opposite Jabi Model Park, Abuja.
Hello and welcome to Uber Pinnacle City Lugbe, where dreams take flight. I am here with Mr. Franklin, a representative from Uber Properties. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Mr. Franklin, let's dive right in. What makes Uber Pinnacle City Lugbe so special?
Uber Pinnacle City Lugbe is a luxurious estate located in the heart of Abuja, offering a range of infrastructure amenities that cater for the needs of our residents. From 24/7 power supply and security surveillance to shopping centers and parks, we have got everything you need to live your best life.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Can you tell us about the types of properties available?
We have a range of options to suit different needs and budgets. Our 5-bedroom fully detached duplexes with boys' quarter and swimming pool are perfect for large families or those who want to live in style. We also have 4-bedroom semi-detached duplexes and 3-bedroom terrace duplexes available.
I must say you have a lot of options. But now, what about pricing? How affordable are these properties?
We are offering very competitive pricing for our properties. For example, 600 square meter of our 5-bedroom fully detached duplex starts at 3.5 million naira. 500 square meter of our 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex is going for 3 million naira, while the 250 square meter of our 3-bedroom terrace duplexes is going for 2.5 million naira.
Wow, that's very affordable. What about financing options? Do you have any special promos or discounts available?
We are currently running a super promo that offers discounts on our properties. We also have financing options available through our partners to make it easier for our customers to own their dream homes.
Oh, that's nice. I understand that you are operating with the approval of the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA. Can you please tell us more about that?
Yes, that's correct. We are proud to say that Uber Pinnacle City Lugbe is being developed with the full approval of the FCDA. This ensures that our estate is being built to the highest standards and that our customers can have complete peace of mind when investing in their dream homes.
That's great to hear. Peace of mind is really everything. How can our listeners get more information about Uber Pinnacle City Lugbe and take advantage of this super promo?
They can visit our website at www.uberpropertieslimited.com or send us an email at info@uberpropertieslimited.com. They can also call us on 081 64 75 5708 or 091 26 66 8563. Let me just take the number again: 081 64 75 5708 or 091 26 66 8563.
Our office address is at Suite 18C and D, Anon Plaza, Gudu, Abuja.
We are also available on all social media handles.
Thank you for sharing this amazing opportunity with us, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you once again for having me.
Don't forget, when one door closes, buy another one and open it yourself. Uber Eco Pinnacle City, Lugbe, is where dreams take flight. Contact them today to make your dream of owning a luxurious home a reality.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Back, thank you so much for staying with us, and let's quickly hand down the numbers for you to call to join the conversation. And by the way, this is the General Open Banter live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, your radio experience you can count on. And here's a quick disclaimer that the essence of this conversation is not to promote the idea of transactional sex workers or even internet fraud, but we want to. It's one conversation that people have been shying away from, in all honesty, for reasons best known to them. But let's talk about this and stress the need for moral standards. We need to raise the bar, whether we like it or not. And this should be a wake-up call to religious leaders, even traditional leaders. They have they have a role to play as well.
No, sorry, I'm cutting you short. Before we went for that break, you talked about if there were laws on the ground. Remember when there was a law for gays? 14 years imprisonment. I wouldn't know about transactional sex workers, but I remember many years back where they were chased from a particular place in Abuja. For those that have been in Abuja for a very long time, there was actually a sport for them. They were chased out, but I wouldn't know about the laws, if they have any, and so on like that, because truly, according the then minister of the FCT said they were constituting nuisance. Now, there's something about laws. It's one thing to bring out laws and make sure it starts flying immediatly and implementing these laws. Because we see out there, they tend to grab those people, just like there's this song by African China. You will catch somebody that will go and steal spoon and chicken. You catch them, parade them in crime fighter. But when those ones that will do that particular crime, they get scot-free. So these are the things that we are talking about. Just to give an insight to the law before we.
That's right. And still talking about the laws. In some climes, they've even pushed for tax. For even transactional sex workers, that they have to pay taxes. I mean, isn't that just an indirect way of maybe giving these people the nod to be very heavy on whatever it is they do as a people? But that's certainly a conversation for another day, right? Let me quickly reiterate the studio lines to call for you to be part of the conversation: 0907 353 0044 or 090 message to the WhatsApp portal number on 0909 705 4450. And if you are following the conversation on YouTube and Facebook, do where to leave a comment. We want to hear from you what you make of this. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Is this Uche?
No, this is Soso.
Soso, good to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
My brother in the studio there. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yes.
You see, I don't know who actually had to bring these two topics together, right? First of all, there's no reason justifying fraud, right? Fraud is fraud, and it has a penalty, a punishment if found guilty, which means it requires a lot of evidence to be proved that okay, you actually committed such crime, right? Now, the other side, which I call them the victimless crime, which means there's no victim. For me, the society only frown at it. Now there are people who owe all this law that they are kinsmen, our traditional rulers, and all these people that are supposed to be policing the morality of the society, of our society. what are they doing? What are they doing? That is where we got this wrong. Now, you see, they said educate children so that there won't be any reason to punish men, right? Now, there's a case that just happened. Someone came out public to say, oh, someone promised me this. If I do this, you give me this amount of money to buy this thing, right? For her, there's no shame, right, in coming out to say that if our moral right is actually adhered to, someone will not come out to say, oh, because I have a moral value, because I know where I'm coming from, because of my family members, because of the family names, right, I shouldn't come out to say that. Who are the people policing our moral rights? Right? There's nothing for me. Fraud is fraud, and there's a punishment. And any law that does not have a prescribe a punishment, it's not an offense. Fraud is fraud. It has a specific punishment. And when you didn't talk of the morality of the victimless crime, we have the penal code that says something of its own. We have the criminal code. So maybe from the south it might be a crime. From the north it might not be a crime. From the north, it might be a crime. So even when the FCC arrested those people, say if they are causing nuisance, they could not prescribe them as commercial sex workers. They could also say, okay, you are causing nuisance. So if they want to make it a law, prescribe it, let's punish them for what they do, so that we know that, okay, listen. But for me, I don't want to bring the two together, because this one is a victimless crime. You only go there when you feel it has to do with a consent. If I don't go there, I won't be part of it. No one is forcing you to go there.
Right.
The fraud, right? I'm not. Someone don't dupe me. Someone maybe under false pretense or whatever means defrauded me. There are two different things, and we should bring them together.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Soso. You want to react?
Looking at he mentioned some few things that I had to just go online and say, like in Nigeria now, commercial sex workers is illegal under the country's law. Now in the north, under the Sharia law, it is illegal.
Right.
But have they really stamped this and start pushing it out?
Why do we still have them on the streets?
So that means to tell you that it's just there in papers.
Do we have moral police in Nigeria?
Moral police, well, I don't think
everyone should be a moral police.
No, everyone shouldn't be a moral police.
Why not?
I think it should be a designated office.
Okay.
For that. Probably it might not be under the Nigerian police force, because I think they're really overwhelmed. You shouldn't be there. Because looking at that particular moral police, it should be a different arm entirely, and probably fall under the jurisdiction of the FCT, or probably in the state
at the state level.
Level, then the FCT should be in the FCT. So I don't think there is anything for moral, but they really need to stamp it, because whether we like it or not, I wouldn't want to start mentioning areas. I know of areas that I've gone to, I see them. Yes, they are there, close to bars, close to lounge. They are there. So I don't think they've really exercised this lot. So, okay, let us go all out and see how. That's the problem we have here in Nigeria. Well, we have laws, but nothing happens.
People think that the law does not really have a bite on them or whatever they do. And it's a very wrong perception or notion if you ask me. But again, it looks like we need to give it a facelift.
That's why
maybe
our institutions need to be strengthened. Now let me go back a bit to what's happening. Now we have taken it away from that. Now we're looking at the laws now.
Right.
Now let's take a cue of what's happening in the National Assembly between the Senate President and Senator Natasha. Former Senate President Bukola Saraki actually came out, and this is somebody that has been there. Now he's not there, but because of his experience,
and he had a similar,
the president, exactly. Right? That's why I said he has been there. Now he is outside. He's seeing it from a different view.
Yeah.
Don't rubbish the institution. Now it should be about the institution,
right?
Not about the Senate President,
the person,
or the people involved, Natasha and Akpabio. It shouldn't be about them. It should be about the institution. And the right thing needs to be done. But funny enough, our institutions are not strengthened. Rather, it's the individuals that are having the power more than the institution.
Well, if you ask the reason why the institutions are somewhat not, strengthened, we still have to blame it on ourselves, because we are the people.
That's why we have the right people. Let's take this call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Omoife. How are
Good
you?
morning. Very well, thank you.
I'm Uche from Akamacha.
Uche, good to have you.
Thank you. Good morning, my brother in the studio.
Good morning to you, Uche.
Efe,
Yes.
I want us to look at it in this in a different angle.
Okay.
Just like my brother said, all of those things boil down on moral values. And our judiciary has a big work to do. Because in Nigeria, I am saying this with a fear of favor, with no apology. We have theoretical laws, but we don't have them implemented. Why would you grant somebody who stole billions of the national fund and you grant him a plea bargain? Meanwhile, the same judiciary for someone who stole the chicken was given a death sentence. You didn't go for plea bargain, maybe since he have accepted that he stole the chicken. Okay, let him give the owner of the head of the chicken or the leg. That is part of the plea bargain. But you just gave him a capital punishment, which is death. And somebody who stole national property, money, you gave him, somebody who stole 10 billion, he said, okay, I'll forgive you, just bring in 50 million, case closed. You see, talking about these two incidents mentioned, I am not sitting on any defense.
Right.
They are both crime, according to our laws. And you see, just like my brother also said, each state has their own laws. Abuja may pass it as a criminal law, or their one in Abuja criminal code, that so person who is caught on this act, this is the punishment. Different states might pass it, whereas other states might choose not to. But we need to have a comprehensive law guiding us as a people. And at the same time, talking about internet fraud, that is greediness. And a greedy person is a devious person. And something that makes someone to go into internet fraud is intentional act. Get rich quick. And look at our mothers, our parents, unfortunately, are celebrating these children, these men, these people engaging in this act.